Howdy, 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 my name is Anashi Sasuke, and welcome back to Let's Read Homestuck. In the last episode, we covered this conversation right here, and I was intending on doing more conversations, but I did not realize that one was going to A, be as long as it was, and B, have a whole bunch of car cats screaming. I don't know how I could have missed that, but I recorded that one at 3 o'clock in the morning, so I was just doing car cats screaming at 3 o'clock in the morning. So, in this episode, I want to try to cover more than just one of these. If possible, I'd like to do the whole rest of the top row. We'll just see how that goes. So, we're going to start with the ladies, which means I'm going to probably rip my throat to shreds in a different way. But, they're all really great people. Okay, Roxy. Haha, I'm sorry. Sorry about what? For stammering and all being an agog grinning idiot. Agog? I just cannot actually believe you're real and here and alive and not dying, and so am I. Here with you, I mean, and sharing all these mentioned attributes. I can't believe it either. I have so much to say, I think. Even though I can't think of the stuff at the moment, I know what you mean. I hope it's okay if I just sit near you, not be specifically articulate for a bit. That is more than okay, as long as you're willing to similarly excuse the spectacular demise of my capacity for artful self-expression. Oh my god! you're Dirk! Oh, wow, I just called it. Wow. You sound so much like him. Oh my god, that's too perf and cute. Dirk? I can't get over it now. I can't unhear it. Even your voice sounds kind of like his, but it's just girl Dirk. Laugh my ass off. Wow, yes. You sound like a hell of a guy. Oh, you have no idea. Well, I'm totally should be arriving here in a little while. If he's anything like Dave's late older brother, and if he's anything like me, which he apparently is, then this is when I'm guessing the real party will begin. I'm ready. Party hat emoji. I want to have to remember that's a thing. I want to know things about him, such as if he shares his elder counterpart's avarice for soft puppet ass, and if that, combined with his myriad vaguely unsettling psychological peculiarities, could occupy a dedicated team of therapists for years. The answer is yes and yes. Knowing this amuses me for some reason, but mainly, there are things I want to know about you. I presume there will be plenty of time later to hound my biological father for the dirt on his proclivities. What do you want to know about me? Everything! I think the main difficulty in deciding what to ask is in sifting questions I would have for my mother, that is to say, the woman who raised me, from the questions I have for you. Well, I didn't raise you or anything, but I can sincerely take a crack at both kinds of questions. Okay. Do you really like wizards? Rose. Yes? Rose! I fucking love wizards! I see. As odd as it sounds, that actually does go pretty far in letting me know something about both of you. Oh? My relationship with her was complicated, but I've come to see that as mostly my fault. I was too young to understand her. I never even got the chance to misunderstand my mom, or grown-up you, I didn't get to misunderstand her in person, more like as a legendary figure, because I grew up 400 years after she died. Ah, right. I think I'm going to have to call the contest early. Yours is the more interesting biography, by quite a lot. Not really, not to me at least. I was lonely. I thought about her a lot to pass the time. She was pretty amazing, at least according to history. She wrote hella books about wizards and rode a genocidal fat man down a waterfall of blood. She wrote hella books about wizards? Yeah, they were famous and good and everything. It sounds like I fumbled into the wrong line of work. There's no money in this Esper business. Well, there is. It just comes in incredibly stupid denominations, which are not particularly useful. Do you have copies of these books? Yes. Yes, I do. There are copies back on my planet, assuming John didn't retcon them away like a book-thieving sneak. I would really love to read them sometime if you wouldn't mind. No, not at all. By the way, this is Kanaya. I just realized that Kanaya and Rose's voice are pretty much exactly the same, and I don't think there's anything I can really do about that at this point. I also realized that at exactly 4 minutes and 13 seconds into the video, which is pretty awesome, but I can't prove it. Sorry for the combination of bad manners and general dumbfoundedness, which precluded a more timely introduction. Hello. Hey, that's a nice name, and also you're pretty. Thank you. I admire the aesthetics of your name and appearance as well, and in no small part due to their respective similarity to your daughters. Wow, man, that was somehow both a convoluted thing to say and yet smooth as hell. I'm impressed. Welcome to Miriam City, population a whole lot of great remarks like that. But yes, I'll get you those books. They're great, they made me want to write my own wizard books. Did you? Yeah, sorta. Can I read them? Hey, you got to read mine. Yeah, but you were like an old pro when you wrote yours. They're freaking masterpiece wizard fics. They won Pulitzers and shit. Did they really? I don't know, probably. Oh. I don't know, they're just very, very good. So the ancient prize scholars, I'm sure, were like, dude, these wizards are very, very fucking good. Give them all the awards, then shut down the awards. But not because of the looming apocalypse, just because you literally cannot do better than these wizards. I can live with that. It's always been one of my professional goals to write tales of magical men so provocative they would cause the permanent and unceremonious dissolution of at least one prestigious award. So yeah, I don't know, I guess you can see, but it's a pale ghost of a story compared to your stuff, and it's also kind of weird. I like weird. Yeah, just, your opinion means a lot to me, and I'm nervous you might think it sucks. But I never even wrote the masterpieces you read. I think you may have a view of my abilities which I haven't earned yet. Really, I'm not that good. I have my own story drafts which you can read if you like. They're nothing special, frankly. Oh, really? Ah, man, okay, then that sounds fun. If during your manuscript exchange you need someone to read over your shoulders, say, to proofread, or to purge each sentence of punctuation and capitalize the first letter of every word, I'd be happy to volunteer. I'd strictly professionally, of course, and not because I really want to read your wizard things too. I really want to read your wizard things too, I hope that's okay. Hey, yeah, sure, it's okay. Sorry, me and Rose are babbling away here to each other. We don't mean to be excluding you. It's fine, I'm thoroughly enjoying my role as a spectator. I know that Rose has been looking forward to this a lot, and that she received similarly vicarious and politely passive enjoyment from the interactions I had with my ancestors, so now I will just resume the politely passive part of it. Haha. You don't gotta, jump in whenever you're feeling it. I love meeting new trolls, well, at least when they're not evil or something. Love them not evil trolls, like the cranky one over there in Rad Ruby Shades. Terezi, yeah, she's a boss. That's a pretty fair way to describe the attitude of anyone higher than me on the hemo spectrum, but yes, you're right. Oh, also, lest we forget dear Fafetta. Fafetta? Do you mean Fefri? No, Fafetta, she was a dear precious soul. She was my sprite. Guess she never happened in this version of stuff, though? Dang. That's sad, but maybe not quite as sad as her existing then exploding? I'm confused. Wonder what even else is different? Well, you died too. I did? Yes, while pushing me out of the way of a fork, so thank you for that retroactively, and to a different version of you. What is this on the floor? Jeez, yeah, I had a really similar thing happen in my timeline, also involving a fork, and even though you're okay now, it's still almost too sad to even talk about. Yeah, we didn't get to exchange even a single word before you were gone. All I could think was, how could this be happening again? Luckily, the sense of misery was short-lived, though. It wasn't long before I was informed the incident was part of something bigger taking shape. And that John was on his way with a different version of you? I had no idea what a different version actually entailed, but I wasn't about to quibble. I was so relieved. Same. Although, instead of waiting for you to come back, I had to jump through all these hoops with John, and we went through some, different stuff. I may have thrown an impromptu funeral for your alt-you dead body? You did? Yep, sorry if that sounds weird, and I knew I was coming to meet a new version of you, but it helped me with, like, feelings about people I left behind. A funeral? Wow, that... Sorry for this if it comes off as odd, but that is so mom of you. Oh yeah? I like your mom. Me too. The little bitty Lalande faces. And then also the Kanaya face with no discernible things except for eyes. I don't mean to be too analytical about getting to know you, really. I guess comparisons are a little hard for me to avoid since the adult version of you played such a significant role in my life. So I can't help seeing the similarities when they are there. But also, you were so clearly your own person shaped by your own experiences, and that is the person I would prefer to get to know rather than a young avatar for the memory of a departed parent. Yeah, this is the context which somewhat inescapably colors my perception of what you reveal, so... While some observations are in the vein of predictable, charmingly so, mind you, others I regard as surprising. Well, what about me is surprising? Well, you don't quite seem like a person who, I don't want to ask anything that would sound rude to you or spiteful to her, because I don't feel that conflicted about this anymore, particularly since I had my own troubles with it, so it would be pretty hypocritical. Conflicted about what? let me back up a little. It was a long ride on that meteor. One experiences things over a few years, given a lot of time to think, changes and such. About halfway through, I started thinking more about Mom and about you. Knowing that I'd probably meet you and, I don't know, live up to the experience? It's silly, but I'm guessing you understand what I mean. Smiley face. Basically, I was just nervous, and it was all mixed up with feelings of conflict and remorse over my mother, who, to my hazy preteen recollection, never wasted a day in my life on sobriety. She and her habit put all those days to quite effective use, actually. And I don't even quite remember the thought process that led to this, but I sort of ran with it too, the habit, I mean, for a little while at least. I was still distraught about losing her and wanted to understand her, to connect with her in some way. And I guess that was the only idea I had. And on some level, I think connecting with her was also a way of preparing myself to meet you, even though that probably makes no sense, since you aren't literally her, and I don't share all her... I guess I shouldn't speak for you, though. So you're saying you're surprised I'm unlike her in that way because I don't seem like someone who'd get drunk off her ass all the time. Well, I guess I should be flattered if you really think so, but... wrong. So, my story's kind of like yours. I had a mom I never knew and wanted to feel close to her however I could. I grew up mostly unsupervised in her old house, and it had all this old stuff in it, plus some old booze squirreled away here and there. And I just, started up even though I was way too young for shit like that. Whoops! And like I said, it was a bit late on discipline around then. It's not like a bunch of silly pumpkin eaters are going to stop me. Pumpkin eaters? Chess guys, loads of them. Ooh. But yeah, I wanted to be like her and do what she did, but mostly just made a hot catastrophe of myself. I doubt that is what she wanted. At the time, it seemed like a cool thing, a real intellectual and mysterious book celebrity who would do, while also leading a badass and secretly subversive life in opposition of tyranny. But I think what is more likely is she knew the whole world would end and everyone would die no matter what she did, which was probably hard to live with. I don't know if I could blame the old lady for wanting to get a wee bit sauce after a couple of rapping clowns won a presidential election. Yeah, wait, what? Clowns? Long story, bad story, please continue. Okay, yes, I'm sure my mother knew the end was coming too. Knowing that helped put a lot of her behavior in context for me. I was always too young to understand. Poor moms. Poor adult dead sexy lady us. Truth. But anyway, back to us. Get alive, sexy lady us. Yes. It sounds like your Rose had an incredible career, but all things considered, I prefer being kid alive, sexy lady me. Agree. I know what you mean about being nervous, about meeting you, I mean. Maybe nervous isn't quite right, but when I started thinking about meeting you is when I started thinking I should try being not quite such a mess. So I started taking the idea of cleaning up my act more seriously. Ultimately, I concluded the same thing. I decided it wouldn't be a very dignified way to make an entrance, or, for that matter, a very constructive way to help out in a struggle to preserve reality. Luckily, I was able to cut it out a while ago. I admit, it wasn't easy, but it helped to have a lot of people around looking out for me. Poke. Kanaya. Sits poked. Yeah, I had friends help me too. I couldn't have done it without them either. I never had IRL friends before this trip. It's interesting to observe the various ways they apply themselves to your benefit. Some people are around to make you feel like you're worth sticking with, even when you fuck up. And some people are around to kick your ass to make sure you don't. I think I had to play the latter role to my friends a lot, and also to myself, I guess. Who kicked your ass? Was it the yelly guy over there? No, Carcat was mostly preoccupied with his own shenanigans. The yelling is deceptive. He's a rather private person. Vriska, however, she really is quite an extravagant bitch. Laugh my ass off. But it turns out people like that tend to have some convenient assets, such as the sheer force of personality to keep a bunch of idiots from falling apart. Don't get me wrong, it's quite annoying, but useful. Yeah, I probably should have been more of a bitch to all my peeps. Maybe we wouldn't have gone to jail and died. Let it be a lesson to us all. I think Dave is over there in the middle of his conversation going, so, are you a thing with Rose's mom, or my mom, or whatever? Looking in the background. Seriously though, it is so nice hearing your stories, especially the similarities of stuff we experience. Wizards and writing and mom stuff and even bad things we went through. And obviously we're similar by DNA and all, but even so, it still feels comforting that even if you flip the universe upside down and change it all around, pull us apart by centuries, kill humans off, flood the world, we're still connected to each other. In a mysterious way that goes beyond genes and circumstance, and I think that is some tight freaking noise to consider. I'm considering it right now, and yes, that noise is so tight. Multiple crying faces. Hey, what are we all talking about over here? Damn it, Dave. Oh, he actually does do the thing. Maybe I should jump to that one so that it's coherent. Yeah, I think I should probably jump to that one so it's coherent. Dave, we're sort of in the middle of something here. In the middle of what? A series of heartfelt conversations of a personal nature. Oh. I guess I'm in the middle of those now too. I'm feeling heartfelt as fuck. Somebody bone me up on this shit. One cannot simply be boned up on shit such as this. You had to be there. Come on. Wizards, problems, feelings. It was your standard tale of two estranged mutual mothers. Any questions? Yes, lots. Okay, can you maybe sit over there for a while and write them all down? Rose, this accumulation of people is coming dangerously close to what your culture might process as a human familial unit. This is a foreign idea to me and probably a private matter to you, so I think I will leave you all alone and go talk to some trolls. Personally, I think you should welcome Dave into the fold of your poignant wizard reverie. From my cultural point of view, at least he has as much claim to a sense of ancestral connection to your mother as you. See everybody. Yeah, man, can I to the rescue with smart shit to say as usual. Utterly destroyed again by her superior sense of reason and decorum. Though I do wonder if her perspective would be different if she had ever had to manage relations with a twin brother. Okay, but who cares about that? So, Rose, it's our mom. Hey, Mom! Hi! Well, not Mom. Your actual name instead of that, I guess. Roxy, I think? You think right. Mom's okay too, though. I don't know, that might be weird, calling you that all the time. Rose, would that be weird? It would probably get a little weird. So, Mom, I'm just gonna jump right into the fucking frying pan here, like, tape off a no-bullshit zone for a while, if that's okay. A frying pan in the no-bullshit zone? Sounds intense. Who is manning this pan, and who gave him clearance for the no-BS zone? Captain Sirius is at the pan, and he got the go-ahead from Lieutenant Doesn't Fuck Around for the Heart Attack Armada. Isn't Lieutenant a lower rank than Captain? Who put this dude in charge of such an important pan? I don't know, maybe it is... Okay, like, it's cool that you even know that fact, but this is exactly the kind of fuckery the no BS zone doesn't cotton to, no matter what sort of cookware is involved, or which pseudo-military organization regulates its borders. I just have some questions about you and about stuff in general, so rather than mumble through a conversation that sounds mostly like the stuff we literally just got done saying, sweet though that would be, I'm gonna machine gun some shit at you lightning round style. A machine gun lightning round at a frying pan. God damn! I know, right? So, you were my biological mother. Yes. And Rose's. Yes. And therefore bear at least partial and, like, biologically incidental responsibility for why we are both so fucked up. Yes. But you yourself are a paradox clone. I guess? Which means you didn't even have bio-parents. You originated from yourself. Guess so. So you really don't have anyone to blame for who you are except weirdly and paradoxically yourself. Yes? Dave? Wait, okay, sorry if that sounded rude. I didn't mean it rudely. I mean, you did have a parental figure who you, I guess, modeled yourself after in a way? Or were influenced by, I mean, an old version of Rose from a long time ago. Yes! And my bro was the same way, or your friend, I mean, Dirk. He was a paradox clone of himself, and he, like, did kind of the same thing, modeled himself after... Why don't we not talk about Dirk? Can we change the subject? You brought him up. I know, look. I bring up a lot of things and then have to backtrack a lot of those things I bring up. Because sometimes the things I bring up are ill-advised to say, or make people uncomfortable, or make me uncomfortable. It's just a thing about me. Oh! I just had a thought. Do I get a lightning round at you next? I guess so, yeah. Depends on if you want to keep sitting in this goddamn pan. I don't know. Maybe our asses are getting too hot. Maybe you should speak for yourself. Dave! Shit! LOL. No, Mom, look. Roxy, I mean. It's like I was just saying. I just say things. It is just like this force of nature no one can control or even try to, at least of all me. We just have to cross our fingers and hope for the best, and that my one-man verbal slapstick routine isn't too Freudian in nature, or at least not that often. Anyway, let's pretend I didn't just insinuate you have a hot ass and move on. Wink. I heard something about wizards, that you hells into wizards like Rose? Yes! Okay, well, that is a predictable, if somewhat bland fact. Let's see if we can dig a little deeper. Don't get me wrong, wizards are okay, I guess. Oh yeah? Well, maybe you're okay. Yeah, I'm alright. Wizards are better at magic than me, but I'm better than wizards at rap. So I guess it breaks even. Or it would if I was a pretend jackass in silly robes and a dumb beard. So, point goes to Dave. Do you like rap? Kinda. Dirk loves rap, so never mind. Forgot we weren't talking about that. Well, what do you like to do? I like cats! Okay, that is a fair opinion, but cats aren't actually an activity or anything. They kinda were for me, though. I used to clone them. I may have, gotten a little carried away. Cat cloning, huh? That sounds like a pretty dope hobby. I think we're getting somewhere. So you had access to that kind of stuff because you lived in a sci-fi world? A sci-fi world? Yeah, the future. What was the future like? Watery? Full of chess people, lots of pumpkins, you know, usual dystopian stuff. I see. And it was just the chess guys and you, like, alone. No other people except for Bro, who I guess was way off somewhere? Yep. Sounds like kind of a bummer. Yeah, I talk to my friends a lot, though, via computers and shit. That's cool. Me too. Maybe when it comes down to it, our lives weren't that different, except for the extinction of humanity part. My humans were just imminently extinct is all. I didn't have chess guys around, though. They're actually good company. Yeah, my best friend is a chess guy. He's the mayor. I have to introduce you to him soon. You'll love the mayor. Everybody loves the mayor. Want to meet the mayor? Don't worry, I'll put in a good word for you. I'm pretty sure we can find an opening in his schedule. Tell me more. More? About you. Damn, dude, this frying pan should be sizzling. Fuck yeah. Aside from cat breeding, how else did you pass the time? Writing, a fair amount of, let's say, recreational liquid intake, and, hacking. Seriously, like actual hacking? Yeah! Well, computer programming, really. Hacking is just what you call it to sound cool. There wasn't even much shit around to hack. So kind of like John, except I think he pretty much sucked at his codes. Really? Yeah, he seemed to find it frustrating, mainly. His bitching about it is literally my only point of reference for his degree of proficiency. You're good, though, right? I bet you're good. The best! Knew it. Maybe I could give him some pointers on the leap hacks. Fuck yes, he'd be all about that, or I guess he should be, which is all that matters. Do that and insist on it if he gets weirdly obstinate or, like, tries to pretend he doesn't like programming anymore. Okay, what else? Oh, I don't know, Dave, I might be running out of shit to say. You sure? I liked to play games. What games? Mostly the Nintendos. I see. Which Nintendos? A whole bunch of Nintendos. Like, lots of different diff systems and titles. I don't know if the ones I associate strongly with would have the same meaning, like, culturally speaking for you. Because to me, they were all, like, cool ancient relics that kept me somewhat in touch with a world that was long gone. That makes sense. That's mostly the relationship I have now with garbage rom-coms. Largely because Carcat likes watching them, so these godforsaken flicks help keep me grounded in our dead civilization in a weird way. But regarding games, I didn't have Nintendos. My bro had Xbox, so I played that sometimes, but he mostly had all these shitty skating games. And like 20 different Tony Hawk titles. I would mainly just play them to fuck around, like find spectacular ways to crash and flop around like a douchey ragdoll. Or figure out ways to get halfway stuck inside concrete fixtures and obstacles. And watch all these cool fratty bros twitch and flop ad infinitum, like struggling valiantly and earnestly forever against the shitty and deeply flawed physics of their confining virtual prison. I saw them as tragic figures. That sounds incredible, to be honest. Pretty much. Do you think we could play games together sometimes? Want to see your majestic skate bros in their element. Oh my dick, yes. Dave? What? Oh, okay, I think it's my turn? Keep your ass in the pan, buddy, you're gonna get grilled. That's fair. Oh, Rose, please don't think I'm excluding you. Jump in the convo anytime, Kay. Nah, she's fine. I'm perfectly happy serving as a spectator and occasional officiator of this conversation. It's quite entertaining to behold, really. I love watching how different personalities collide with each other upon meeting. Neither of you is failing to disappoint. Laugh my ass off. God, is everyone in this family tree a psychoanalyst? Or psychoanalyst? I said psychoanalyst. Yo, that's been like her exact top preoccupation since she was a fucking baby. Didn't she tell you? Ha, no. But yeah, it makes sense. But like, you're all Mr. Funny Interrogation right now. Rose is quite possibly a literal therapist in training, I guess. And Dirk is Dirk. Just makes you think is all. We're all fucked up. The end. So, what do you want to know, Mom? Rocks? Here comes the lightning! You gotta imagine it coming out of my fingertips wherein I am an almighty wizard. Okay, currently imagining that. Not bad. Not bad at all. Pachoo! What's your favorite rap guy? Well, that's a dead tie between me and Snoop. Also, maybe Obama, but to be fair, I don't think he raps in real life. That is mainly just a headcanon I have about him. But, come on, you weren't actually curious about that, were you? I'm trying to think of stuff to ask. Jeez, give me a sec. Okay. How did you become a god tier? Rose and I went on a suicide mission piloting a moon through the furthest ring. The moon had a cosmic mega nuclear bomb in its core, but also our quest speds by surprise. When it blew up, it created literally the biggest fucking sun in existence, which also happened to be the exact same sun we thought we were going out there to destroy. But we also died and resurrected as god tiers, and I guess due to immortality, rose up through the surface of the fucking sun all glowing green and wearing pajamas and shit. Holy crap, that is so ridiculously insane and cool! And so much more awesome than what happened to us, wow! Why, how did you do it? God, it's almost embarrassing to even describe, especially compared to that. Go on. We all had a hangover from magic candy, and woke up on our god slabs and, like, talked for a while? Have you ever seen The Breakfast Club? No. Okay, well, it was like that, but probably shittier. Then we all sort of randomly died on accident due to surprise villain attacks. That sounds alright. Who even cares about having a baller origin story? We were just some chumps on a moon being melodramatic and in the process of getting chumped by an omniscient creep. Your outfit looks cool, at least. Thanks! Okay, then, next. Have you ever kissed anybody? What? Man, these questions are taken on a different tenor than the ones I asked you. Well... Okay, yeah, okay, I was kissed by Jade when I was dead. So I would come back to life. That was, like, right before the moon mission I mentioned. Oh yeah, I was corpse smooched once too. By who? Hey, it's still my lightning round. I was asking if you ever kissed somebody, like, awake yet alive and on purpose. Man, we're waiting, Dave. I thought you were just studying us. I'm also officiating. I'll have to hold you to the question or throw a flag. Remember the sports? My, how quickly we forget the sports. No, come on, I just asked you about Nintendo and shit. Okay, haha. Do you like drawing? Yes. Comics? Yes. Funny comics? Fuck yes. About fat-ass idiots and JPEG trash loss everywhere? Fucking fuck yes! Okay, I'm gonna admit, I have you at a little disadvantage since I know some of the things about your alt-future grown-up self. Like what? Don't want to spoil it. There's a better time for that conversation, and maybe a better person to have it with than me. Do you like orange soda? No. No? Hell no. Then what's your poison? AJ. Huh? Apple juice. That's fucking cute. Pretty much. Have you ever been in love? God damn it! This is the lightning round, Dave. We didn't make the rules. Anyway, I'm ready to blow my referee's sport whistle, trademark, if you don't answer before the commercially endorsed game clock expires. I think the lightning round's over. Why don't we have a distraction to seal the deal? Hey, Mom, I think Harley Dad over there is talking about you. Jake? Hey, yeah, I think you're right. Gotta go catch up with him soon. I'll wave hello for now. I don't think he's noticing. Damn it, Jake, look over here, you goof. Gonna start a fire here with all this friendly waving. Nope, he's completely out to lunch. Just like all the Harley Berts. Hi, Jake! Jake, damn it, hi! Oh, sorry. Hi, Roxy. You're with us again, and I like that. That's it. He's right back at it with the bull guy. What's with him? He reminds me a lot of John, but he's really quiet, which is very un-Johnish. Jake's great, but yeah, he's not like that all the time. He's pretty gregarious, one-on-one, but I guess he doesn't like crowds much. He became sort of a hermit after a few months in our session. He mainly hung out with Dirk until he eventually sort of shut him out too. Dude just likes his lonesome time, I guess. I'll try getting to know him sometime. Maybe trap him like a shy woodland creature, then brutally harangue him with my typically rad shit and become airtight bros. Right there in the fucking woods, exactly how nature intended. Oh my god, yes, I will help you rig your Jake snares. Maybe leave some hunky dude bait like a trail of micro shorts sprinkled throughout the forest. Awesome, thanks, Mom. Roxy, I mean. Dave, even I'm having less trouble referring to Roxy by her name consistently, and I was the one who grew up knowing her as my literal mother. What is going on with you? Nothing. It's just, like, semi-accidentally replacing a word with another word in a majority of instances. Why do you need to read things into everything? You're right. How could anyone possibly read anything into that sort of repeated slip-up? Exactly. What if you're making her uncomfortable? It's fine, really. I think it's sort of endearing. See, Rose, y'all worried about nothing as usual. Mom's fine with it, Moxie. I mean, Mommy, wait, fuck. Okay, that one was fucked up. Let's make sure I never ever fucking say that again. I'm dying here. Dave, stop it. I'm asphyxiate. I can't. It's like I was saying before, this is a force of nature we all just gotta deal with. Charter's blurtscapades. Dave's flying boner circus. This shit is immutable. I had to face this fact a long time ago. I could either try to change that part of myself, which is an unwinnable war, or I could try focusing on being, like, a vaguely half-decent person, so at least the shit I inevitably blurt out from deep down isn't all that bad, because the bad stuff has been and is still being purged through an arduous long-term process of complete and utter humiliation. Man, arduous long-term processes of complete and utter humiliation are basically my aesthetic. Anyways, you were a silly dude, and it's okay if you keep calling me Mom on accident. I hope it is similarly okay with you if I make the conscious decision to refrain from calling you that ever. Unlike Dave, I've taken great pride in the meticulous maintenance of my internal filter. I don't think I have the same luxury he does. Humiliation just makes my demons angrier. Yeah, Rose, call me whatever. But laugh my ass off. You got a way of making that sound legit scary. It's fucked up that she's joking, but also not even really. You'll figure out how to crack her deadpan riddles. There's an art to it. You guys and your frickin' psychobabble, it's a riot! Suddenly feel like maybe I'm the weak link in this family tree on the analytical front. Need to step up my game. To be fair, Dave's game is pretty flimsy. He's been jacking my swagger for years. He only pulls it off because he's funny, and to be even fair, I'm not much of a psychoanalyst. Almost said analyst again. I know just enough to know that I barely know anything and probably would have benefited from, I don't know, college or something? Okay, well, I feel a bit less lame then. I remember Dirk's insane scrutinization of all things cerebral had a similar way of dwarfing one's ego. Maybe that was smoke and mirrors too, I don't know. Maybe since he and I are your parents in terms of psycho skills, he's got all the genes and I got none. So that means Dave got some genes and Rose got lots, wherein some is more than none and lots is less than all? That's quite a scientific way of looking at it. Maybe it's even true. Yeah, I fucking love science! Okay, that explains everything. What? If you got all the science genes, that means some scraped off on me, which would explain why my beats are so ill, it's because my science is off the charts. Holy shit. Can someone push this nerd off the lily pad? That explanation, though. Cringeworthy rap notwithstanding, I do recall hearing him babble about wanting to be a scientist on more than one occasion, if the world hadn't ended. What was it? Archaeology? Paleontology? Yeah, I don't know, one of those things. Whichever involved more dead shit, maybe. Paleontology! You wanted to study that? I sincerely mumbled about the idea once or twice, sure. That's neat. What about you, Rose? Did you actually want to be a legit psychiatrist and go to school for that and all? I don't recall my thoughts on a higher education. My passion for the subject, I think, was more a contrivance of a very young girl with misplaced conviction in her abilities. I probably thought that I could just figure it all out myself and skip the academic coronation. I don't think much about it anymore, possibly because there's no one left to analyze except for the modest population of this frog disc. What would you want to do with your life instead? I mean, assuming there were no more evildoers to worry about. I don't know. What is there even to consider doing with godhood but concern oneself with evildoers? What about your quest? The shit with your planet and the rain and stuff, wasn't there still something to do there? I guess so. Yeah, I did mine. Or at least a version of it specific to my situation. I get the feeling they change around and such depending on what the lay of the land is. My reality was fucked, so my medicine just kinda rerouted me. Nothing too fancy. Yeah, exactly. I did this really stilted, mashup of what I assume my real quest was, involving breaking a sword and unbreaking a sword, and a fucking bird was involved, and then the bird unceremoniously died somewhere. It was kind of a mess. Like me, I guess, so maybe that made sense. Who knows what yours would have in store for you now, I mean, if you even wanted to bother. I'm not sure if I have the inclination, or realistically, there isn't even much time for that, is there? We're supposed to be fighting adversaries imminently. I can't squeeze it in before the battle, and after, we'll have supposedly won, so what would even be the point of doing it then? Shrug. Something always rubbed me the wrong way about my quest. I don't even like the phrase. It's uncomfortably formal and a little foreboding. I think the regimentation of it all always struck me as unpalatable, like consigning personal growth to the completion of a glorified myth-heavy rat maze. Yeah, I know why you feel that way. You've got big problems with authority, you always have, and you probably wouldn't even put it that way because it sounds really teen of you and gauche or whatever, but it's true. Oh my god, you guys and your shrink babble, it's so funny, I swear to god. Yeah, here we go again, right? Except just remember, I'm a fraud at this stuff, except in this particular case I'm totally right. She sees this quest all neatly laid out for her wrapped in a bow. Fuck, it even looks like it's made for little kids with like pink turtles and rainbows and shit. Like, here you go, princess, it's baby's first quest. Almost like it was designed to piss her off. S-Burb says here, self-improvement delineated and made comprehensible. Enjoy your cookie-cutter odyssey. So because she's Rose, she goes, no, fuck my quest. Literally starts wrecking shit. And maybe that in itself was always her quest. If I may interject, oh, awesome, Vriska was eavesdropping. Not for very long. I just heard you talking about Rose's quest is all. I don't have any opinion on whether you do it or not. Rose, that's your business, but my advice is, if you see your denizen, just make sure you kill her fast. What? Believe me, Cetus is a huge bitch. If you give her an inch, she'll try to sucker you into a whole boring conversation, mostly involving a bunch of curmudgeonly riddles. Don't give her the chance. Just go for the jugular and end it as soon as you can. Grab her loot and call it a day. That's what I think, at least. Assuming you bother going to see her at all, couldn't really blame you if you didn't, though. I probably won't. Won't what? Oh, now what the fuck is this? Meow. What? Fricklish! Oh my god, you cheeky bastard! Oh my god! What exactly the fuck? Fricklish, I cannot believe this! You dug up her body?! Oh my god, that is so bad! But also sweet of you to bring her back, but also, wow, bad! Wait, dug up? I'm a little unclear on that myself. Jasper's hasn't been especially descriptive. Meow! Yes, both Roses, I dug you up! From where? John's planet. Remember the funeral I mentioned? Fricklish was there too, or, Jasper's? Our dumb, departed, beautiful idiot cat. Ha, I guess I made a novice mistake. I turned my back on the body. You had a funeral for me? That was nice of you. Yeah, so, hi! Wow, this is confusing. Welcome back, you're alive again. Hey, come here. Lalande, don't you fucking touch her! Fucking incredible. Am I the only one here concerned with making sure we don't create freakish mutant people combos? What? She's only been single prototype. Don't go near her. Oh, right. It is absolutely astounding how much you people all need me around to keep your shit straight. Even though it's a constant uphill battle to keep you all from fucking up. I let my guard down for 1 second, and this brainless animal wastes one of your precious resurrection slots on someone who's already alive. Well, congratulations, you're down to 1 empty kernel. Be sure to use it wisely. Not that there's much hope of that at this point. See you, chumps. I'm out of this conversation. So, what does this even mean? There's 2 Roses now? Like, what the fuck? What are we supposed to do with this information and unfolding set of circumstances? I don't know, Dave. I have advanced seer powers and newly acquired insight of a mystical guide, and even I'm stumped about this turn of events. Okay then, good to know I'm not dumb and this literally is inherently irrational. Thanks, Ghost Cat, great job. Catface, catface, catface. So, now what? Well, it's nice to be back after such a spectacular sequence of tragic events. Even though I have no memory of having been gone for long, but I also understand I am now the subordinate Rose, so with respect to my ongoing role, I will have to defer to real Rose. I don't want to step on anyone's toes. Then again, I don't have feet anymore. LOL. It's also worth pointing out that my programming as a sprite informs me that I exist at the pleasure of the player who released my kernel, so... Roxy, what do you think I should do? Wow, I don't know. Man, I only just met, Alive Rose here, and that was after just burying you and saying goodbye and all, which was this, emotional thing, and now you're back because of a silly cat, and... I don't know, I'm confused. Rose, what do you think? Rose? Yo, Rose, hello? This is so stupid! Laughter. I'm sorry, I can't sit here and pretend to take this seriously. Rose, you okay? I guess so? Yes, I'm fine. This is just so dumb. My powers let me see fortuitous outcomes, but I didn't see this coming at all. It doesn't register as fortuitous or otherwise. You know why? Because it's completely meaningless. I mean, sure, I thought so too when Bird Dave happened, but that turned out to be like a whole thing, and important stuff happened as a result, kinda. No! This isn't like that, trust me, Dave. I'm not grasping at straws here. My abilities tend to not leave such things to speculation. This development makes absolutely no sense. Not for us as a group, and definitely not for me personally. Or her, for that matter. How could this possibly mean anything for my growth and personal development in any way? This almost makes it official. I have no comprehensible path. There's nothing to overcome, no lesson to learn, no cathartic light at the end of this preposterous tunnel. Not for me, at least. I seriously have the dumbest arc anyone could conceivably imagine. Rose, we don't have fucking arcs, we're just human beings. So. Oh wait, there is another car cat conversation. I wonder what causes that one. So, we've done that conversation and that conversation, which zigzags back into this conversation. This conversation is probably going to happen at some point. I don't know. I don't really know what order to go them in from there. Maybe it'll be this one and then that one. But in any case, this has been Anashi Sasuke. This is episode 136 of Let's Read Homestuck. And the next one I will try to determine which one of these should actually happen next. So, if you liked it, like and subscribe would be groovy. If you didn't, you need to do either one of those things, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Later.
Meow, meow, meow.